Have you ever felt like you've already lived a moment before? Like you're trapped in a time loop. You're walking down the street, you see someone turning the corner, and suddenly, your brain tells you, this has happened before. That strange and unexplainable feeling is called déjà vu, and the most curious part is that most people have experienced it at least once in their lives. But, what is it really? Is it a memory glitch, a brain error, or even a sign that we're living in a simulation? Today, we're going to explore the most accepted scientific theories, some of the weirder ideas, and a few fascinating facts about this phenomenon that remains a mystery to science. What is déjà vu? The term déjà vu comes from French and means already seen. It's the feeling of having experienced something before, even though it's completely new. It only lasts a few seconds, and in most cases, we can't remember when or where we felt the same thing. What's interesting is that déjà vu doesn't have a definitive explanation. There are many scientific theories that try to explain it, but none have been fully proven. However, what we do know is that it's not linked to an actual memory, meaning, you haven't actually lived that moment before and forgotten it. Who experiences déjà vu the most? Studies show that déjà vu is more common in checkmark young people, especially between the ages of 15 and 25. Checkmark people who travel frequently. Checkmark people experiencing high levels of stress or fatigue. Checkmark people with a strong imagination or creativity. As we get older, déjà vu happens less frequently. Why? It could be because our brain changes the way it stores and retrieves memories. Now, let's take a look at the most accepted theories that try to explain this phenomenon. Theory 1. A memory error. Some scientists believe that déjà vu happens because our brain confuses memories. In other words, something in the present is very similar to a past experience, but instead of remembering the original event clearly, our brain mistakenly classifies it as something that has already happened. It's like seeing someone wearing a red jacket at a cafe, but without realizing it, you saw another person wearing a similar jacket in a different cafe in the past. Your brain can't tell the difference and triggers a sense of familiarity. Theory 2. A processing glitch in the brain. The brain processes information in two steps. First, it perceives it, and then it recognizes it. Sometimes, this process gets out of sync, and the recognition happens before you fully process the scene. It's like when a computer freezes for a second and then suddenly catches up. Your brain receives the same information twice, and on the second attempt, it feels like you've already lived it before. Theory 3. Temporal lobe malfunctions. The temporal lobe is a part of the brain responsible for processing memories and perceptions. Studies on epilepsy patients have shown that they often experience déjà vu right before a seizure. This has led scientists to believe that déjà vu could be triggered by small electrical impulses or mini-seizures in the temporal lobe, even in people who don't have epilepsy. Theory 4. Memory reconstruction. Our memories aren't perfect. When we remember something, we're actually reconstructing it. It's possible that déjà vu happens when our brain tries to piece together fragments of memories and mistakenly associates them with the present. For example, if a place, a smell, or a sound is similar to something you've experienced before, your brain might fill in the gaps and make you feel like you've already lived that moment. Weird and unscientific theories about déjà vu. So far, we've looked at scientific explanations, but there are also more philosophical or mysterious ideas. Small diamond. Déjà vu is a memory from a past life. Some people believe in reincarnation and say that when we experience déjà vu, we are actually remembering something from another life. Small diamond. Déjà vu is a glitch in the Matrix. Inspired by the Matrix movie, some people think déjà vu happens when there's a mistake in the simulation we live in. Small diamond. Parallel universes. Another popular idea is that déjà vu happens when two versions of ourselves, in parallel universes, experience the same moment at the same time. Even though these theories aren't scientifically proven, they're fun to think about. Can we control or induce déjà vu? There's no proven way to induce déjà vu, but certain situations seem to make it more frequent. Keycap 1. Traveling to new places. New environments can trigger memories of similar places. Keycap 2. Being tired or stressed. Mental fatigue can cause the brain to make more memory processing errors. Keycap 3. Watching too many movies or reading a lot. Sometimes, we confuse movie scenes or books with real experiences. Conclusion: déjà vu remains a mystery, but what we do know is that it's an illusion of memory, not a sign that we have actually lived the moment before. Now tell me, have you ever had a really strong déjà vu? Do you remember a moment where you felt like you were reliving something? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to follow me for more interesting content. See you in the next video. Rocket.